So we're recording this first with the D3 Pro, and it's probably about 30 centimeters from my mouth, slightly higher. It's in an untreated room with hard surfaces. The background is relatively low, although there's a fish tank. And this is just how the relatively cheap, affordable D3 mic sounds going straight into the poor quality preamps of the Nikon Z7. This is the Synco Mic D2, which is the XLR short shotgun microphone. It's a copy of the MKH416 from Sennheiser. It's obviously a lot more affordable, and especially on the used market because they don't sell for very much. Does it really compare? Well, here's the MKH416 next. This is now the Sennheiser MKH416 short shotgun, a classic of Hollywood, one of the real OG microphones. It's about 30 centimeters from my mouth here, and it's in an acoustically untreated environment, lots of hard walls and echoey surfaces. So what will be interesting is to see how that microphone performs. It'll also be interesting to see how it compares to the Synco Mic D2, which is obviously a lot cheaper. They're both going through a Zoom F3 recorder and into the relatively noisy preamps of the Nikon Z7, but because of the line out on the F3, the gain on the Z7, the Nikon Z7, is only up to 2, so we're not using the preamps very much in the camera. The preamps in the F3, the Zoom F3, are being used more. This is the E100G3, and I'm recording into a DVA lavalier into a Nikon Z7. So this is the Sennheiser MKH416. It's a short shotgun microphone, quite a classic and highly rated by many different professionals, good for voiceovers, good for films, and still an excellent microphone to this day. They're tough, they're resilient, and they're tried and tested. The Synco Mic D2 is a copy of that, more or less. It's a lot cheaper, and will it stand the test of time? Who knows? But it's certainly a lot cheaper. And on YouTube, after the compression, can you really tell the difference? There's also some audio files to compare for yourself using headphones, for example, to download. So this is the audio file with the Sennheiser MKH416 short shotgun. You can hear that the environment is untreated, and it's quite a harsh test for these microphones, just to compare the two. So this is now the Synco Mic D2, again into the Zoom F3 recorder, and then from the line out into the poor quality preamps in the Nikon Z7, which aren't working very hard because the gain is only set to 2. And there's also an audio file of the same, so that you can compare with proper headphones and an MP3. So you can also download the audio files, but for YouTube, for example, you can see, is it really worth spending the extra money? Well, you've got both examples, you can decide for yourself. I would say, well, let's leave it to you.